Tangal greetings from Kristel and classmates. As a group, we are thrilled to present to you our performance task 1. Our presentation will cover a wide range of topics that were prevalent during different historical periods, including the pre-industrial, industrial, electronic, and new and information age. We have collected information about news, trends, issues, and norms that were recorded through various devices available during each era. We have taken great care to ensure that our research is accurate and comprehensive. Before we dive into our discussion, we would like to introduce ourselves.
I'm Almonte, Jaynard, Amiel.
I'm Carabacan Carl Ian F.
I am Cipres Abegail B.
I am Dadap Loveine R.
I am Dueñas Daniela Paula.
I am Evangelista Alexandra.
I am Maraña and May.
I'm Mier, Andrei.
And I am Tejero, Cyro.
In order to fully understand the significance of the Industrial Revolution, it is vital to first delve into the pre-industrial age. This era signifies a period in history before the widespread use of machines and tools to aid in everyday tasks and the production of goods and services. It was a time when people relied heavily on manual labor and traditional techniques to survive and thrive. And now, let us look back on some of the important events that existed during that time.
Socrates, born in Athens in 469 or 470 BCE, is widely regarded as the father of Western philosophy. He is recognized as one of the earliest moral philosophers and is known for his contribution to the ethical tradition of thought. His teaching focused on the importance of self-knowledge, the nature of human existence, and the role of virtue in human life. His ideas and teaching spread through word of mouth, and his death in 399 BCE was a topic of much discussion and contemplation among his followers. Socrates' legacy had a profound impact on the emergence of philosophy and ethics, and his influence can still be felt today. Socrates was compelled to commit suicide in 399 BC by drinking the cup provided to him by executioner, which contained little hemlock, in response to Meletus, Anytus, and Lycon accusation of impiety to the Athens gods and corruption of the youth of Athens. Because of Socrates' dignified demeanor in the face of death and showing the importance of freedom of expression as a victim of oppression, Socrates' death made a fundamental change in world history, contributing to the emergence of philosophy and ethics. The device that was used to spread the news of Socrates' death is dialogue.
During the pre-industrial age, the agricultural revolution of Europe was a significant thread that had a major impact on the continent's economy and society. This period saw a remarkable increase in agricultural productivity, brought about by numerous innovations in farming techniques, crop rotation, and the use of new tools and machinery. As a result, Europe's population grew significantly, and more people could live in cities, leading to the emergence of urbanization. The agricultural revolution of Europe has been extensively documented in the book, which sheds light on the various factors that contributed to this significant period of change. This slide talks about the said revolution, which was documented by none other than Arthur Young. He was an English agriculturist and writer who wrote extensively about the agricultural revolution during his travels. In his works, such as Travels in France and a General View of the Agriculture of England, describe the new agricultural technologies, trends, and practices that were prevalent during the late century in England and France.
Paintings are not mere visual art that are created for aesthetic pleasure. They are powerful tools that can evoke strong emotion within us and communicate information in a way that is unmatched by any other medium. During the pre-industrial period, one of the most terrifying issues that humanity had to face was the Black Death, a devastating pandemic that claimed millions of lives. The impact of this catastrophic event on society was immense, and it was often depicted in paintings of the time, which served as a visual documentation of the social, economic, and cultural impact of the disease. This slide focuses on one of the issues that prevailed during the pre-industrial age, which is the Black Death. And during the mid-1300s, a deadly epidemic known as the Black Death or Plague swept through Europe and Asia, claiming an estimated 25 million lives. The disease was highly contagious and spread rapidly, causing widespread panic and devastation. The Black Death had a profound impact on the world, leading to social, economic, and political upheaval that lasted for centuries. And this information was recorded on various paintings. During the pre-industrial period also, the social hierarchy of the Han Dynasty was a significant development that played a vital role in Chinese society. This social structure was primarily propagated through oral communication, which refers to the sharing of information through word of mouth. The social hierarchy of the Han Dynasty was a complex system that established a social order and ranked individuals based on their occupation, status, and wealth. The system had four main social classes, namely the Shi, Nong, Gong, and Shang, with each class having its own distinct set of privileges and responsibilities. The social hierarchy of the Han Dynasty was a critical aspect of Chinese culture and society, and its influence can still be felt in modern China. Last on our list for the pre-industrial period is the norms in China, which is the social hierarchy. And it can be described as the social structure was a well-defined three-tiered system that was crucial in maintaining order and stability in the society. This system was primarily based on each individual's role in society, with the emperor occupying the highest position, while the unskilled laborers occupying the lowest. The pyramid structure served as a visual representation of the social hierarchy, with the emperor on the apex, the aristocracy and the commoners and laborers at the base. This event is recorded through the use of word of mouth and recorded on different devices later on.
Moving forward, we are about to discuss the Industrial Age, a period of significant economic, social, and technological development that had a profound impact on human history. The Industrial Revolution, which originated in Britain in the 18th century and continued until the mid-19th century, is widely recognized as one of the most critical turning points in modern civilization. It brought about an unprecedented shift in the way people lived and worked, thanks to the widespread use of machines and technology, which revolutionized the manufacturing industry and transformed society as a whole. The industry revolution created new opportunities for employment, increased productivity, and raised living standards for many people, but also brought new challenges and inequalities. One of the turning points in the history of communication is the invention of the telephone, wherein its unique function is to transmit voice over long distances. It did not only become a sensation during the industrial age, but also influenced the way people interacted and communicated with each other. Its impact was so significant that it made its way into printed and tangible materials such as newspapers, which were the primary source of information at that time. The telephone's ability to connect people from different parts of the world was a groundbreaking achievement that opened up new possibilities for business, education, and social interaction. On March 7, 1876, Alexander Graham Bell was granted a patent for his revolutionary invention, the telephone. This discovery allowed the transmission of voice communication over long distances by converting sound into electrical signals. Bell's patent marked a pivotal moment in history as it established the foundation for contemporary telecommunications and revolutionized the way people communicated, connecting individuals and organizations in ways that were never before possible. The occurrence of this event was prompted on newspapers back in the industrial age.
Romanticism is a cultural movement that emerged in the late 18th century and lasted until the mid-19th century. Its focus was on the individual, emphasizing the subjective experience rather than objective reality. It celebrated the irrational, the imaginative, the personal, the spontaneous, the emotional, the visionary, and the transcendental. It sought to break away from the strict rules and conventions of the Enlightenment era and instead embraced emotion, intuition, and nature. Its legacy can be traced through the expressions of artists and writers who created works that captured the essence of Romanticism and conveyed its spirit into future generations. Also known as the Romantic movement, it is an attitude that characterizes various art forms such as artwork, music, literature, and architecture in the Western civilization during the late 18th century to mid-19th century. It is a movement that prioritized the individualism and imaginative precepts that reject rationalism of neoclassicism and Enlightenment periods. This slide tackles the trends during the industrial period, that is Romanticism, and uses devices such as illustrations and literatures.
During the industrial age, the issue of inequality was also one of the major challenges faced, particularly in the working sector. Workers were often exploited due to the division of labor and capital, which created a wider gap between the rich and the poor. The impact of these events can't be forgotten, as they have been recorded in various print materials such as political pamphlets, which were a primary means of communication for people interested in political and religious issues. This slide mentioned that the profound economic and social inequality was a pervasive issue during the industrial age. A minority of industrialist owners in factory accumulated immense wealth as a result of industrialization's rapid increase, while the majority of people struggled in poverty. The working class, which works in factories, mines, and mills, endured laborious working conditions, including prolonged hours as well as inadequate salary, further widened the wage gap and reinforced social stratification. The said issue were brought up in political pamphlets at the time of age.
Effective communication played a crucial role in the industrial age, especially during the Civil War. The need for quick transmission of information led to the initiation of electrical telegraph, allowing people to receive orders and updates in almost real time, making it an important tool during the war. These communication norms during that era had a profound impact, not only on the outcome of the war, but also on the development of communication technology. This impact was recorded in various journals, highlighting the significance of communication during the industrial age. It was developed during the 1830s and 1940s by Samuel Morse alongside other inventors. This improved electrical telegraph used conducting wires to send messages over long distances in rapid succession and was the first mode of electrical form of communication. During a civil war, the President Abraham Lincoln to issue orders and information in almost real time to his generals, proving its efficiency in providing information and messages in real time in the military. This slide tackles the norms of using telegraph during a civil war and was recorded on journals.
Looking ahead, it is important to delve into the electronic age. This was a time when communication and information transmission were revolutionized with the aid of electricity. The era saw remarkable technological advancement that changed the way we lived and worked. During this period, computers rose to prominence, digital communication was born, and technology had a profound impact on society. In 1939, the first baseball game was televised to a small audience of television sets in New York, marking a significant milestone in the history of sports broadcasting. While the broadcast was limited to just a few sets, it paved the way for the widespread dissemination of baseball games on television, which has since become a popular pastime for millions of fans around the world. This slide shows a news wherein Princeton edged Columbia in first ever televised baseball game. On May 17, 1939, Princeton edged Columbia at Baker Field with a soaring score of 2-1, broadcasted on a few TV sets in the New York area. There were about 5,000 people in the stands, and because of the new technology, the man with the worst view at Baker Field had a better view than the man with the best view at home. The game took 2 hours and 15 minutes, in which legendary Bill Stern cast half of the doublehead. The device used to deliver this news is through a television. In the era when transistor radios were becoming popular, a particular trend emerged in the form of the 2UW Top 40 chart. It was a significant shift in the music industry because it gave listeners a chance to have a say in what they wanted to hear on the radio, rather than relying solely on the preferences of radio producers. The 2UW Top 40 became a cultural phenomenon, and many people eagerly awaited its release each week to find out which songs had made the cut and which had fallen out of favor. This, on the other hand, explains the trend, the 2UW Top 40. The chart indicated to listeners which songs they should focus on. The listeners were responding either by purchasing or requesting songs which they had been able to listen through the radio stations, and thereby helping it prepare a further list of top 40 top hits. A lot widely awaits this trend through transistor radio.
Despite the continuous progress in technology, there are still some inherent issues that persist with certain devices, such as the overhead projector. Although it is a useful tool for presentation and lectures, its weight can often make it inconvenient to use. This can be especially challenging for educators or professionals who need to frequently move the projector from one location to another. During the time of World War II, overhead projector emerged as the valuable tool for training large groups of servicemen. However, one of the major issues associated with this projector was its considerable weight of 15 kilograms, which made it incredibly difficult to transport due to its bulky and heavy load. Moreover, the risk of compromising the quality of the projected image due to keystone distortion further complicated the logistics of moving the OH3 projector from one location to another. Throughout history, one of the prevailing issues and norms that have plagued women is the fixed mindset and image that people have on them. This age-old stereotype paints women as weak, emotional, and reliant on men. It is regressive and limiting belief that has persisted for centuries and continues to affect women in various aspects of their lives. Unfortunately, it became even more deeply ingrained during the electronic age, where women were often relegated to supporting roles or portrayed in sexualized manner in media and entertainment. The primary reason why women were given an opportunity to serve during World War II was the lack of workers. At the time, there was widespread skepticism towards women with the belief that their ability to do men's work was inefficient. In 1943, the ENIAC, the first computer, was created and used for determining the trajectory of projectiles and bombs in the war. However, the individuals who worked on ENIAC were not adequately recognized for their contributions. Kay McNulty, Betty Jennings, Betty Snyder, Marilyn Westcott, Fran Bilas, and Ruth Litterman were the six main programmers who gained a deep understanding of the inner working of ENIAC.
As we continue to learn about the evolution of news, trends, issues, and norms in different parts of the world, let us know the current era where we are. New or information age is where technology is widely known all over the world. Various technologies are invented to help us with our everyday necessities, such as the internet and social media, which aims to ease the information gathering and communication. We all know that AI is one of the most famous inventions in this era because it offers different kinds of services that we need. However, because of this invention, people started to abuse the usage of technology because they associate it with almost everything. People were skeptical about this technological innovation as it poses a threat to various human occupations, such as the media, communication field, and work laborers. They are scared that AI might replace or take over these fields in the future, which may result to unemployment. For example, the news about the AI sportscasters of the GMA, where they announced their first ever AI sportscasters to the public on September 24, 2023. Maya and Marco, the AI sportscasters, made their debut on the opening day of the National Collegiate Athletic Association, or also known as NCAA. Joining the broadcasting team of 12 courtside reporters last Sunday. However, this announcement caused a backlash from the netizens and journalists because it posed a threat to the job opportunities of future mass communication graduates as well as the current broadcasters. This information was recorded recently as a news article in the website of.
Moving on, one of the current trends in this era is the smartphone. It is widely known in this generation because of its unique features that capture the interest of people. Almost every person in the world has this and uses them for communication, work, and entertainment. It is convenient for us because it offers so many things but also is handy. Smartphones are continuously evolving by different famous brands, a reason for their competition in the market. One of the popular phones that was released recently is the iPhone 15, this September 22, 2023. It released a pink color of the phone that entices the customers. Meanwhile, Samsung also released a new version of their phone, the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Other people prefer Samsung because of its high quality camera, while some like to buy iPhone because of its color. In 2001, RIM's BlackBerry series was released in the market, and it is where the expansion of smartphones started. It is also the start of the reign of the internet in the world. Smartphones are one of the reasons why technology continues to flourish. The intention of smartphones is to make people's lives more convenient and easier. Compared to the earlier phones that were invented, smartphones have more to offer as they were made to provide innovative features that are different from the earlier released phones. And this information about smartphones was from a blog.
Let's tackle the issues in the information age. The newer information age is the start of technological breakthroughs. Creations like the internet and the famous artificial intelligence were one of the most notable advancements in the information age. However, it is also the beginning of the spread of misinformation on the internet. Misinformation is the false or inaccurate information in the internet, deliberately confusing the person who reads it, which may cause harm for the reader. Information experts often give warnings regarding how to identify misinformations from credible information. But still, people of various ages continue to fall for this deceptive ploy. In today's information age, social media has become an important channel of information dissemination and communication. However, it also contributed to the spread of misinformation on the internet, which causes confusion and misdirection for the netizens, causing them to make wrong decisions, which may harm their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. In relation to that, gullible people are often the victims of misinformation because they do not verify the information that they saw on the social media. Instead, they spread it to their networks, which causes great disturbance in the society. This issue was recorded in an academic journal.
One of the most practiced norms of the country of South Korea is the Hojo system. Despite the adaptations that happened in the past few ages, there are still few cultures and traditions that are passed on to this generation despite being questionable. Like most of the countries, citizens of South Korea also experience discrimination, especially in gender. Thankfully, the Hojo system was now abolished because of the acceptance of many different countries in gender equality, and one of those countries is South Korea. In the year 1898, the Hojo system was one of the prevalent norms in South Korea until 2008. It is where the male member of the family is the one who leads. The system also indicates that all of the family members were classified by their relationship with their Hojo. Additionally, the Hojo system also shows how South Koreans invalidate women's rights and discrimination in their country. The Hojo system affects not only their own families, but their country as well because the system promotes inequality among the citizens. We collected this information from news articles online.
And that brings us to the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for listening.